Once again, the talk of slavery reparations are in the news. California has been trying to lead the way for several years now. California, the state that never had slavery, never had any slave owners, never had any slaves, want to make payments to atone for slavery. Okay, sure thing. Now, if we're talking about Georgia, it would be a stronger case. I mean, it would still be wrong, but it would be stronger. California has a slavery reparations task force who are charged with identifying who qualifies as being a slave from over 150 years ago and how much money they should get. The payment numbers are astronomical. Some are saying the number could be as high as $1.2 million per person. That would be over $1 million to a person who was never a slave and has probably never even met a U.S. slave in real life. We can talk about how the people that have to make these payments have never owned slaves. Well, some of them just landed in this country a few years ago. But none of that is important. Facts don't matter on this topic. But there is a shocking update to the story. California's Governor Newsom has declined to endorse the recommendations of the Reparations Task Force. He is not in favor of handing out money, saying the legacy of slavery is much more than cash payments. The news is saying this is shocking and unexpected. Nonsense. It is neither shocking nor unexpected. I saw this coming from a mile away. He declined to say why exactly, but I have 3 theories about exactly why he can't start reparation payments. 1. Title 42. Title 42 is ending today. That will, in essence, allow tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants to storm across the border and set up permanent residence in sunny California. They're going to need that money for the most immediate humanitarian crisis that will present itself. There are going to be thousands of children that immediately need clothing, food, education, a place to live, medical checkups, toys, etc., etc. Plus all of the adults that will need all that stuff, plus a new cell phone. It's going to cost a king's ransom to take care of these people, and they're all coming at the same time. California can't spend $500 billion on reparations. The people asking for the reparations are already here, and they already vote Democrat. So you don't need to buy them off. You just keep them complacent. And that brings us to the second reason. The Democrat Plantation. That's a common term for a large blue city with a captured population. It's, ironically, the new modern slavery. Think Baltimore, Chicago, Philadelphia, Bridgeport, Portland. However, this slavery has nothing to do with skin color. It's an IQ test. Well, the original slavery didn't matter with skin color either, but that's for another time. The Democrat Plantation will trick a population into voting Democrat over and over and over with the promise of free stuff. Welfare, government jobs, higher wages, shorter workdays, just sliding into socialism. Democrats never provide these things. But if you vote for them again, they sure will get it done next year. And so it goes. The Democrats have no intention of solving any problems. Well, here's 2 quick examples. Gun control. The bluest cities have the toughest gun laws, and yet somehow the most gun crime. Go figure that one out. But also abortion laws. Democrats were screeching about codifying Roe v. Wade for decades. But before Trump, they had a supermajority. They controlled the House, the Senate, and the president. But they didn't do a goddamn thing. They never intended to. If they can use it as a weaponized talking point, then they can get reelected. But more importantly, they can get donations to get reelected. Democrats want people poor and stupid for the most part. That way, when they tell them that it's going to get better if you just vote for us one more time, then we can have that hope and change that we promised. But it never gets delivered. And don't get me wrong, Republicans are barely any better. But they don't make things worse. But the biggest reason, in my opinion, that Governor Newsom will not endorse reparations payments is that he's looking for his own future. Number 3, political ambitions. There are many rumors that he's wanting to throw his hat into the next presidential election. Biden is just one more stroke away from being removed for any running potential. Actually, scratch that. Fetterman proves that a Democrat will vote for anything. But Biden is much older, and no matter if you like him or not, he is not that healthy. Well, just looking at actuarial charts, he statistically doesn't have much time left. Now, Newsom might be prepping for a presidential run. I know there are just rumors, but I saw a few clues in this article that backs up my theory. While the Democratic governor applauded the task force's work, he declined to endorse any specific recommendations, though he pledged to continue to, quote, advance systemic changes that ensure an inclusive and equitable future for all Californians, end quote. Did you catch that? He's changed from equality to equity. Now, that may not sound like much, but it's huge. Equity is what everyone wants. Equality is a socialist nightmare. He's dropping the super woke talking points, and that really is huge. One other part of the article, he's quoted as saying, enacting sweeping law enforcement and justice reforms to build trust and safety, strengthening economic mobility. Again, heading away from the ultra-woke, defund the police talk, and heading towards a system that builds trust and safety. He also wants to strengthen economic mobility. Not handouts. Mobility means you can earn your way up the ladder. I think this is a 180 for him. This is a big change towards more moderate talking points. I think he's trying to pick a position that's closer to the middle of the road for a broader appeal. If he signs off to bankrupt California and divide the population between the permanent welfare class and the tax-paying workers, he will automatically lose any potential votes in the heartland. So what do you think? Is he prepping for a national political run? Is he just caught between a rock and a hard place and he can't sign the law and he can't not sign it? Most of these people actually think they're going to get huge paychecks. They're going to be really mad. What happens when they get mad? I would start boarding up windows for any businesses that are still open in LA or San Francisco or whatever. I'd hate to be in his place. And by that, I mean California. I'd hate to be in California. All right, drop some comments below. I have a feeling some of you might have something to say. I've got more videos coming later, so I'll see you soon.